Hello fans of hardcore city building strategies. As you know, very recently FrostPunk-2 was released, and I did not like it. The authors of the project did not develop that mechanics that I would like. They increased the scale of events, turning a small settlement into a city of thousands, reducing the player's connection to individual characters, and make people in the game just another resource. I would like the game have more micromanagement, more individual stories and more social interaction. I played the sequel a bit and quickly abandoned it, and I'm not the only person who thinks so. I've seen a lot of negative feedbacks about FrostPunk-2 on the forums, so I've decided to make my own clone of first FrostPunk. FrostPunk was a good and proven game. It was developed by 11-bit studios. Few dozens of people spent millions of dollars and few years for developing. I want to accept the challenge and make my own clone of this game by 4 months. Almost alone or with small team of 3 people, spending almost no money. My name is Alexander, I am game developer from Ukraine, and I've started making my own clone of first FrostPunk. I called my project Indie Village. Of course, it's a work name and it still may change, but it reflects the essence of my project. The game in fantasy setting about survival of small settlement in hard conditions. Also, the title reflects my own personal life situation. I'm a poor indie developer, such developer who does not have any penny in his pockets, but has some programming skills and desire to success. Join if you are interested in this story.
Well, let's go to work. I started my project about a week ago. The same day I played FrostPunk-2 and deleted it from my computer. Here is what I managed to do in a week of development. I wrote a simple design document covering the main ideas of the game. Let me briefly introduce you to its concepts. The recipe for my project is quite simple. First of all, I disassemble FrostPunk into separate parts in order to understand what mechanics and ideas it consists of. The main thing is to transfer the game from Victorian London to a fantasy world with orcs, elves and dwarves. I'm reducing the number of player-controlled characters from hundreds to dozens to emphasize their individuality. I keep the main mechanics of FrostPunk: thoughtful city construction, resource extraction, assigning workers to activities, researching technologies, expedition and world exploration, adoption of social loves, war of dissatisfaction, events with moral choice for player, campaign of several missions, general hardcoreness of the game. Then temporarily I removed other questionable mechanics I'm not sure about. They are the scale of faith, cold, as well as its possible replacement, darkness. And finally, I add my own new ideas to the game: deep personalization of characters, social interaction between characters, interracial conflicts, weapons for characters, and tower defense or some other combat mechanic for defending the settlement. I not only designed the game but also started programming its engine. On the screen you can observe a very early stage of the development of the game. Here is the basic interface. Everything is gray and blurry and also without animation. There is a lot of work and space for the artist to turn this grayness into something beautiful. In the upper left corner you see a piece of the interface responsible for the passage of time in the game, buttons for changing the tempo of the game and pausing the game. In the game, time passes approximately like in FrostPunk. At the top of the screen is the resource bar. The resources in my project are almost the same as in FrostPunk. I have already written the code for mining and spending resources. At the bottom of the screen you can see a button that opens the construction panel. I can even build a few basic structures. True, like everything in the game at this stage, the building look grey and primitive. This is work for the second imported person I'm looking for the 3D modeler. In the center of the map you see several characters wandering here and there with nothing to do. They will be orcs, humans, elves and dwarves. If I place a structure, several of them will immediately go to build it. They can also be used to extract resources. By clicking on any of them, the player will be able to see all the information about the character. This little window will soon be filled with a lot of information, because I plan to spend a lot of effort on deepening the individuality of the characters. Another button at the bottom of the screen opens the technology development menu, which, as in Frostpunk, is divided into several categories: resources, food, housing, world exploration, war, and so on. I started looking for like-minded people, primarily among Ukrainians, who would be interested in my project to cooperate with. If you are interested, take a look at the link under the video. Well, this is the state of my project at the end of the first week of development. I am full of enthusiasm and waiting for your feedback.